Bartholomew "Barty" Butterfield, a musician whose talent far outweighed his success, stood at a desolate crossroads under a stormy sky. His worn guitar case lay at his feet, its contents as empty as his bank account. Despair gnawed at him, his rent was overdue, his landlord a menacing brute, and his music career was a resounding flop. He needed a miracle, and miracles, he'd heard, often came with a price. Then from the swirling mist, a figure emerged, tall, imposing, with eyes like burning coals. This was Azrael, a Crossroads demon with a penchant for theatrics and a business card that reeked of brimstone. Azrael offered Barty a deal, unearthly talent in exchange for his soul, payable upon achieving global superstardom. Barty, desperate, agreed. The contract, written in blood on a tattered napkin, stated the soul would be claimed upon the release of his first globally chart-topping album. Azrael vanished with a puff of smoke, leaving Barty with an overwhelming surge of musical genius. He composed symphonies in his sleep, his fingers flying across the guitar strings with impossible speed and precision. His songs were imbued with a raw power that resonated deeply. He wrote a song about a squirrel who stole a diamond, another about a sentient cactus named Bartholomew. His music was undeniably exceptional. He secured a record deal, a whirlwind tour followed. He packed venues critics raved. His music was played on radio stations across the country. His fame spread like wildfire, but it remained confined to his country. He was a national sensation, adored by millions. His music, however, never quite crossed over to the global stage, hindered by a series of bizarre misfortunes. His concert in Japan was cancelled due to a sudden typhoon. A viral video of him accidentally setting his hair on fire during a live performance went global, but not in a way that boosted his career. His attempt at a song in a language he'd never learnt before was a disaster. He was interviewed live on television, but an unexpected earthquake caused the building to collapse before he could sing. Meanwhile, his landlord, an inexplicably lucky individual who was making good profit from his properties, was thriving. He even had time to send him a hilarious birthday card. The years flew by. Barty remained incredibly popular within his nation's borders, but never achieved true global superstardom. Azrael, bound by the terms of the contract, could not claim his soul. The irony was excruciating. Barty, now older and a bit wiser, sat on his porch sipping tea, watching the sunset. He had a comfortable life, enough money to live comfortably. He had no desire for global fame. His music, though nationally successful, never had that worldwide breakthrough. He realized that his life, despite the demonic pact, had been a success, though not in the way he'd initially envisioned. He was loved, his music was appreciated, and he'd escaped the clutches of Azrael. His landlord, though his relationship with him was still strained, was forced to admit he was quite successful at being a national star. He wondered if the contract had a loophole after all, if it was always intended to happen in this way. He laughed, a sound as clear and bright as a bell. He might not be a global superstar, but he was free. He learned to appreciate what he truly had. He traded his soul for a life that was quite good, although not what he had initially planned. It wasn't exactly the success he had imagined, but it was exactly what he needed. He had found happiness not in global domination, but in the simple pleasure of a quiet life filled with music and the absence of a certain fiery-eyed demon. He smiled, a contented smile that reflected the peaceful setting sun. He was content with his life, even if it wasn't the life he had originally imagined.